Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our English adventure. In part 1 we stayed at the beautiful Chatsworth in Derbyshire, and now we're heading further south to stay at Weston Park in Staffordshire. So I hope you enjoy this little trip with Nathan and me. In the last video we ended at Chatsworth, and here are a few clips of the Chatsworth farm shop where I managed to pick up a few beautiful things. So yesterday, because we were out for quite a long time, most of the day my battery died on my phone, so the last bits of the farm shop were like 2% battery and then it died. So I did buy some stuff from the farm shop. The first thing I bought, I always try to get these wherever I go because they're so useful for shopping and things like that. And they're just a great memento, a cheap memento of where you've been. So this is the Chatsworth farm shop tote bag. And this is in like a Hessian fabric, and these are so useful. They're really great, and I don't ever buy plastic bags when I go to the supermarket because they're a waste and they don't look very nice. So this is the first thing. And then I bought a Chatsworth clary sage and coriander candle. This is divine. It smells so beautiful, really clean, and I love these for the kitchen. So when I'm cooking, I just burn one of these. Just gives a nice ambience, and it just gives a beautiful scent as well, a beautiful fragrance, and it kind of eliminates cooking smells. So I always like to get these little candles. They did come in a bigger size, but I just thought, let me see how I like it, and then if I want to get another one, I can order it online. I'll just show you a close-up of this because it is a beautiful, the packaging is gorgeous, and it has the Cavendish crest on top. A really lovely candle. So my candle, and then I didn't buy that many things. I could have bought a lot more, but I thought, compose yourself. I am a huge fan of jam. One of my very favourite things, in fact, Nathan asked me the other day, what would be your death row meal? And I said, very simply, strawberry jam on brown toast. I just think there's nothing nicer than jam on toast with a cup of tea. So this is strawberry jam with champagne, sweet strawberries and a splash of fine champagne cooked to create a preserve packed with the finest fruits. So I got that. So at the weekend, on a Saturday morning, I like to treat myself to toast and jam. It's something that I don't usually have. So here we are. Again, I just love the packaging, makes it so tempting not to buy. And then finally, I got a rose gin. So I'm a huge gin fan. I have a cocktail at 5 o'clock every day. So this is Chatsworth small batch rose gin, distilled with fresh rose petals from the Chatsworth gardens to create a subtle rose-scented botanical London dry gin. And this bottle is beautiful. It says, the Chatsworth kitchen garden is a 3-acre walled garden that has provided the house and estate with seasonal fruits and culinary herbs since 1549. With select delicate botanicals and rose petals picked by hand from the gardens, this classic London dry gin is distilled by local company Peak Ales. And the bottle, I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see this, but it has the reflection of the house inside, which is so clever. So that will look great on my bar at home, and I just think I've never tried rose gin before, so it'll be something new for me to try when I get back. So yeah, a few lovely things, and my tote bag, and on the back it says from the land. So yeah, I really do love these tote bags, they're so useful. So yes, that was our little trip to Chatsworth. It was so lovely to be back at the house and to see it again. It changes all the time, so it was definitely a lot different than when I last was there. But that was a lovely, lovely day. We've had a beautiful time here in the Derbyshire Dales, and we're about to leave. We've packed everything up. We've had breakfast here at the hotel, and now we're heading down south to Staffordshire, Weston Park. It is literally a 5-minute drive from my parents' house, so we're going to be meeting up with my parents, and we're going to have 2 nights at Weston Park. We've stayed there before, but we stayed in the Temple of Diana, which is quite a grand, beautiful Georgian structure. It's huge soaring ceilings, and I think I'll link the video to that so you can see. This time we're staying at the Pink Cottage, which is very fairy tale-esque. It's beautiful, and it's a lot smaller, so we're going to have a lovely, lovely time there for 2 nights before heading back to Edinburgh. So this has been a lovely, lovely, really beautiful, relaxing time here at Chatsworth. And now we're going to head on to the next place, so it's going to be fun. And as always, I am taking you along for this lovely trip. So we're going to head, and I will catch up with you a bit later on when we get there. Now arrived at the pink cottage at Weston Park. Gosh, I look so exhausted, driving a lot. I'm going to show you around here. It is so sweet. Outside, it's wet. And this beautiful cottage is so tranquil and private. So I'm just going to show you how sweet it is. Look at this. It's like Hagrid's hut in the middle of the woods. Very, very cute. I love this trellis lattice work around the cottage, and then it has these beautiful French doors. It's so sweet. So I'm going to take you in there now, have a quick look around. It's small. It's not as big as the Temple of Diana, but actually very, very sweet. So in here, there's a little boot room. Hang your wellies and coats. And then we go through to the kitchen, which is very nicely kitted out. They've left us some lemon drizzle cake and some wine. Great little kitchen. And then through here we have a beautiful sitting room. And there are those gorgeous windows that I was telling you about. Very prettily furnished. And there's a wood-burning stove there with lots of logs by the fireplace. These windows are stunning. It's so sweet, isn't it? So, so sweet. Hello, Peggy. And then through here, the kitchen from this angle. Through here we have the bedroom. Very, very cute and charming. Cozy as well. It's nice and warm. It's lovely and warm. And then through here we have the bathroom with that mural of Weston Park there, a big bathtub and a shower with a basin. So really small and cute, but I think this is so cozy and gorgeous. What a lovely place to stay. And we'll quickly go out into the garden. Very sweet garden, even on a grey day like this. But imagine this in the summertime when all the flowers are blooming and it's lovely and warm. Very pretty little pink cottage here at Weston Park. Good morning. Just woke up and I have managed to light the fire. It's burning quite well. Peggy's enjoying the warmth. Even though it's April, it's still quite chilly in these old houses. They can be cold, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning here at Weston Park. The sun is coming out, so yeah, I'm enjoying a coffee and a little sit by the fire. Nathan's having a bath, so it's all cozy, all great. Beautiful morning. I'm just on the way to meet Nathan for breakfast. He took Peggy for a walk, so I told him to go ahead while I had a shower. Today was my wash, hair, shave, everything shower. Takes me a bit longer than normal. So I'm just walking through the grounds. Don't need to wear a jacket, I've just got this knitwear on. So I'm going to meet Nathan for breakfast, and then we're having a tour of the house at Weston Park. So it's not open to the public usually, and it is the most beautiful interior. So I'm excited to have a tour. And actually, I'm just walking past now the Temple of Diana. That's the entrance there. Private entrance. You can see the lake behind you. Hear the birds. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Feel relaxed and at peace. Oh, here we are. There's the temple. Do you remember it? We stayed 2 summers ago. Sorry if this is making you feel dizzy. Beautiful Temple of Diana. We wanted to extend our trip by 1 more night. So we're staying tonight. We wanted to extend it tomorrow as well. But the hire car is not available for 1 more night. So we've got to drive all the way back to Edinburgh. It's a real nuisance actually. Because it would have been great to stay for 1 more. So I'm a bit sad about that. But there's nothing we can do. Anyway, we'll check in later on to let you know what we're up to. So we are very, very lucky. We are having a private tour of Weston Park interior. There's nobody in the house apart from me and Nathan, and we are going to get to have a look round. This is a really wonderful opportunity to see the house. It is stunning. My kind of interior, very Colfax and Fowler. They decorated the house, so it's bright, airy, light, Georgian. Chatsworth the other day was very dark. This is bright and beautiful, so I'm going to show you around. Now, please bear in mind that I am not an expert on this house. I can't really tell you any facts about the interior or about the house, really. So this is just kind of an aesthetic tour for you to enjoy the interiors, the artworks, the furnishings. So although it's not going to be detailed, it is going to be very, very beautiful. So we start off here. This is the entrance hall. Beautiful bright room with this cream coloured damask wallpaper. Beautiful features, these pillars, the wooden floors, the mouldings. And this is a very welcoming room. The fire is there, so that when that is lit you can imagine how beautiful it is. And there are a lot of horse paintings in here. So a very welcoming start. You get the sense of grandeur, and then you get a little sneak peek of the staircase through there, which is magnificent. You can just see the black and white tiled floor, marble floors. Through here to the right of the entrance hall, we have beautiful red damask silk room. This is kind of like a little ante-room, and it's filled with portraits. It's incredible portraits. So yeah, I can imagine this is like a little waiting room if you're here to visit a member of the family. They bring you in here until it's time, I would imagine. But I'm not totally sure. We're going through here to the staircase hall, which is one of my favourite parts of the house. So majestic, so much to see. The size is enormous. I mean, it looks like a big house from the outside, but when you actually come inside of here, you see the scale of it. It is huge. Just look at the magnificent staircase. Wow. Through here, we've got another sitting area, and this is lit by that skylight. Kind of like a green sage, almost Eau de Nil paint. Very comfortable and charming. Nathan and I are planning to host a 40th birthday party here. We're planning to have our 40th birthday party here in 4 years. And we've been imagining how we can use this room. We thought we could have a round table here and have a bar to make cocktails. Okay, now if we come through this way, this is my favourite room. It's a pink drawing room. This would be where the ladies would sit, enjoy perhaps afternoon tea. Can you believe how beautiful this room is? That pink is so delicate. Everybody looks great in a pink room. Beautiful light filled, looking out onto the gardens. Just such a pretty, pretty room. I mean, I'm whizzing you through, to be honest, but you could spend hours just looking at all the beauty in here. We're short on time, but I'm trying to share as much as I can for you. Love this silk, green silk damask chairs. And then the contrast of this is the library through here, which is very, very Downton Abbey, much darker, more masculine. You can imagine gentlemen enjoying brandy and whiskey and cigars in here. But a lot of people do mistake this for the library that you see on Downton Abbey. It's very similar. Another gorgeous room. I mean, how lucky are we to be getting to see all of this? Okay. Trying to get you to see all the beautiful angles of this room. And then we go through to a very impressive room. This is a grand dining room. Nathan's favourite colour. That's the hallway through there that we were just in. So this is a huge room. Can you see the scale of it? So this would be great for a huge dinner party. Nathan and I were thinking for our 40th, we would clear the chairs away. We don't want to have a sit-down dinner, so it would be more a huge buffet table in here. Quite amazing. Very, very pretty. You enjoyed the looking around?
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
The most lived in.
Yeah, very lived in. Very, very pretty, whimsical. Just having a cup of tea outside in the garden. It's quite sunny, quite warm, so we thought we'd use this opportunity just to sit out for the first time this year, I think, being outside. We've got a slice of homemade lemon drizzle cake and a pot of tea, so that's quite nice. Are you enjoying your stay at Weston Park?
No, it's awful.
Is it?
It's awful. It might have a bit of a detour.
Yeah.
And have a bit of a tonic, you know,
It
to
feels...
get away from the heavy cold weather in Scotland.
Yeah, and this feels very secluded.
As a deaf person, it's already very quiet, but still...
You can feel the vibe of the peace.
Yeah. And the house itself is stunning.
It is, it's very beautiful. Okay, let's enjoy our tea.
Enjoy tea.
Well, hello everybody, hope you're doing really well. I am home back in Edinburgh. It is Sunday afternoon and Nathan and I got back to Edinburgh on Friday evening. I have to tell you, I have done that journey because Weston Park is literally a 5-minute drive from my parents' house. So I've done that journey from Staffordshire back to Edinburgh countless times, and that journey back on Friday was definitely the worst one I've ever had. It took us 8 hours to get home. It's supposed to take about 5 hours, but we left on Friday afternoon at about 3:30, which was a big mistake because you have to go through major cities like Birmingham, Manchester, a lot of the northern cities, and the traffic was horrendous. So it was literally stop-start the whole way, basically until we got to Carlisle, which then the traffic died away and it was pretty quick. But yeah, a long, long journey, and I was quite tired. I've slept really well the last few days, but I was tired from all of the travelling and filming, and then, yeah, so got back to Edinburgh very late on Friday evening, and I was a little bit wired. I couldn't go straight to sleep, so I unpacked, did all of my laundry, I had a shower, and then I read a bit of my book, and then I managed to get to sleep. So yes, that was quite a lot. And then yesterday, I had a lovely day here in Edinburgh. I went to the gym, and then I went for a coffee, and then I went to do a bit of shopping. I buy all of my basics from Uniqlo. So I wear pretty much every day these very simple plain white t-shirts, and I replace them every 6 months because they're very inexpensive and the quality is great. So I went to Uniqlo and I stocked up on those. I bought 6 white t-shirts. And then I like to replace my underwear as well after every few months. So I've replaced all of my underwear. And then in the afternoon, I went to my friend Anne. So I think I've told you about her, the lady who lives here in Edinburgh, who I met a few months ago, who's a great entertainer. And she invited me over for margaritas. So we had cocktails. And I hadn't eaten anything all day because I was busy. And they kind of went to my head really quickly. So I stayed there for about 2 hours, left at 8 o'clock, and I came home and I went to bed at 8:30, and I woke up at 7 this morning. So I had a really great sleep, and I'm feeling refreshed and rejuvenated now. And then today I met Nathan this morning for a coffee, and then we went for a lovely, lovely walk, and then we had a little bit of lunch. So I'm just back home after a really nice weekend, a lovely, lovely week. And yeah, I thought that I would close the video off by checking in, saying hello. I hope you enjoyed both parts of this video. The first part at Chatsworth and then this one here at Weston Park. If you haven't seen part 1, do go and watch it. I will link it in the description box. It's a lovely video of Chatsworth House and we had a really great time there. So yes, I wanted to share with you 2 books that I've been reading. I'm not sure whether I've already shown one of them, but if I have, I do apologise. So this is called One Woman Show. And it is the most fascinating book. I've never read anything like this. The concept is totally unique. And I didn't realise that it was going to be like this when I bought it, even though I should have done, because it does tell you. So let me read this out, tell you what it's about. Wry, often humorous, occasionally poignant, a book that lends itself to being read in a single sitting, during which you'll feel the corners of your lips curl upwards again and again. One Woman Show tells a tragicomic life story of a waspish girl called Kitty Whittaker as if she were an artwork. Born into New York's high society in 1906, Kitty Whittaker is the ultimate catch, a prize to be displayed. Coulson's formerly inventive, witty novel uses gallery captions to capture Kitty's journey through the 20th century. At once terse and expansive, this is a literary experiment that intrigues. So that is what makes it so different. It's a book that is written and it only has one little paragraph per page, and it reads like a caption that you see on a painting in an art gallery. So that is how you learn about the story of her life, and I just found that so unique. So the first entry the title is Masterpiece, Aged 5, 1911. Caroline Margaret Brooks Whittaker, known as Kitty, born 1906, collection of Martha and Harrison Whittaker, known as Minty and Wit. So those are her parents. So it's telling you who it's owned by. With arms folded in deliberate contrapposto, Minty and Wit Whittaker observed their daughter Kitty, positioned in a strip of expensive morning sunlight. The 5-year-old knows she's being watched and adjusts herself to advantage. Her glaze glows, enhanced flawlessly by her subtle sculptural design. She's all fireworks, this golden child, a delirious display of Bernini verve and unrivaled wisp artistry. And the whole book is like that. You can literally read this in a sitting, which I pretty much did. I read some of it and then I read the rest of it on a train journey. And it's just so fabulous how you learn about her life, all the people that come in and out. Quite a sad story, but very unique. And I was drawn to this by the cover. I know you shouldn't, but I was. And I really enjoyed that one. And then the next one is Theo of Golden. Now, I'd heard about this on TikTok. And I think it just was subconscious in my mind. And then when I was in the bookstore the other day, I saw the cover and thought, oh, that looks very beautiful, all white and gold. So I picked it up. And this one, I haven't read that much of it, but the bit that I have read, this is a really beautiful book. It tells the story of an older man who moves to a town called Golden, and he begins to do something very beautiful. He goes into a coffee shop and he sees on the wall that the walls are filled with portraits by the same artist, and he asks the owner, what are these portraits? And he says they're of local people, and he's confused why no one is buying them because they're only $250 each and they're so beautiful. So he decides to buy every portrait one by one and gift them to the subject. And in the process, he meets these people, learns about their lives, and realises the stories behind each person, that people have sadness, happiness, we all have our things going on. And it's just such a lovely, heartwarming story. It's so beautiful that it just puts your faith back in humanity. I know it's a novel, but it just is one of those things that warms your heart. So if you're looking for a heartwarming novel, Theo of Golden by Alan Levi, and I will put the links to both of these books into the description box so that if you want to check them out, you can. So yeah, it's been a really lovely week, and yes, I've really enjoyed. If you want to see more photos and my story of my stay at Chatsworth, by the way, I did post an article on my Substack. My Substack is delivered every Friday by email. It's called Notes from Nicholas. Every Friday, and every week I just do an article about things that have happened in the week or something that I've really enjoyed. This week it was all about Chatsworth, and I shared some photos, the story of the exhibition that's on at the moment, a little bit of history about Deborah Cavendish, who used to be the Duchess, who basically revived Chatsworth. And then I did some other articles. I did an article last week about how I have used style throughout my life to kind of share what I'm going through, and it's a very personal story about how I started in my 20s when I met my older boyfriend and became overly elegant in a way, wearing shirts and ties and jackets every day. One time I was at the airport and somebody thought that I was going to a wedding, but I was actually just going to see my parents. And then when I went through a more difficult period about 4 years ago, my style basically, I lost my sense of style, and I was following trends that were not me, and I was lost basically. And it just, the whole article is talking about how I've reinvented my style throughout the years and how often it's reflected the state that I'm going through in my life. So it's very interesting, and I really enjoy writing on Substack. So if you would like to subscribe, you can subscribe for free. There is also a paid option. So I've said to myself, when I've got 100 paid subscribers on Substack, I will start doing twice weekly. I'll do a Wednesday edition that will be for paid members only, and then on a Friday it will be the free version. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got about 16,500 subscribers on Substack now, so it's going very well. And I've always loved writing. When I was a little boy, I used to love writing, making stories, writing poems, and then as I got older, I blogged a lot. And now for me, it's great to be writing again. And one of my aims in life is to write my own book, and I think that just getting back into writing like this is a great way to do that. So if you do like reading, and you want to check out my Substack, it would really help. I will put the link to that as well in the description box for you all. So I think that is all I have time for this week. I'll be back on Thursday, so we're reverting to Thursday and Sundays now. Whatever it is, it's going to be twice a week, but yeah, Thursdays and Sundays seems to be the best way for me to keep the schedule. So yeah, it's been lovely. I've enjoyed sharing everything as usual. I'm going to be here in Edinburgh all week, so I'm looking forward to getting into the routine of home, getting back to the gym and everything, and then next week, the end of next week, I'm going on holiday with my sister and my niece, Ava Florence, to Mallorca. So we're going to have a lovely time. So yeah, do join me next time, but thank you for joining me this time, and I look forward to seeing you next time. What the hell was that? Okay, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.